Hey guys, Mika here, and no words can do justice in expressing how lucky and how fortunate I am anytime I have the opportunity to play another more better instrument. Here I have a beautiful tenor custom more better um, ukulele, and I kind of want to just talk about the sound already, but I'll hold myself and I'll talk about the specs, the artwork of this instrument before I start drooling over the sound. But this is a tenor size ukulele. It has really beautiful Sitka bear claw spruce wood. Bear claw, you can see all the little marks, almost like claw marks. That's kind of why we call it that, or that's why it's called that in the wood community. Right here, you can see all the little claw marks here. Really beautiful, accented really nicely by the curly koa rosette here. Binded with curly koa on the top and in the back. And what's really special about this ukulele is we look here on the sides and the back, literally all in caps. It's called the tree mahogany. And the tree mahogany is one of the very, very few woods, or just the category of woods that would be probably more rarer. Actually, it is rarer and more scarce than Brazilian rosewood. We think in the music world, guitar world, ukulele world, Brazilian rosewood is one of the top epilogues of this is the best wood you can have on ukulele. You take that and then we have the tree right above it. You think this is like S tier Brazilian road. Then you have a secret double S, triple S tier, which is the tree mahogany. And this is what you're looking at on this. So not only do you have one of the rarest and one of the best just woods you can have on an instrument, it's built by one of the best ukulele luthiers in the world, Mr. Chuck Moore, who lives here in Hawaii on the Big Island. And that's why I always drill when I get to hold one and I get to play one, because it's not only works of art, it sounds like art too. So anyway, this is again just beautiful. The tree all in caps, tree mahogany, so rare, so extremely beautiful. Nice orange, dark orange, almost kind of hinting the red, but nice dark orange color. Again, accented so nicely by the also orange curly quill binding here on the back and then on the front. Again, like I mentioned earlier, curly core around the rosette. We've got ebony bridge, ebony fretboard, and Chuck Moore, for those of you who aren't aware, not only known for making literally some of the best ukulele or instruments in the world, he's also known for being very progressive and just really making works of art on the ukulele, whether it's on the headstock, whether it's on the fingerboard right here, so we can see a lady dancing, and then with I want to say that's the moon above here around the fifth fret. Nice, beautiful pieces of art here on the fretboard. On the fretboard itself, again, this is ebony and it's binded with the curly coil here on the sides. It wraps around the headstock just like so. And then even on the back, we have beautiful curly Honduran mahogany. If you can see it, hopefully it shows up in the video. But if you look at it in different angles, you can see the nice, crazy curls on the neck. And then we have, again, probably the best wood set you can put on the back for its rarity, made by one of the best luthiers in the world. You have, again, the best tuners. These are Rogers tuners. These are the big daddies in the tuner world. Rogers tuners are pretty much the best tuners you can put on a guitar or an ukulele, and it's so beautiful. Black and gold, you just never can go wrong with the aesthetics of black and gold, along with the black ebony headstock, and then one of many of Chuck Moore's headstock logos here on the top. So now I can talk about the sound of this Chuck Moore, and you can kind of hear it just jumps out, and hopefully you guys can hear just, I mean, perfection, really. It's funny because like this is one of those things where it sounds so perfect you can just go on and on and on about how great the sound is, but you want to find that balance of just like, Mika, just play, we can hear how good it sounds, you don't need to talk about it. But coming from the musician standpoint and just playing so many different types of custom ukuleles all around the world, and also just playing, again, being so fortunate to play so many different custom Chuck Moore ukuleles, Chuck Moore just, I don't know, dialed it in over the many years he's been building ukuleles, and he literally, in my subjective opinion, just figured out how to build the perfect sounding ukulele. And it really doesn't matter what wood combinations he uses. It's a Chuck Moore sounding ukulele. It just sounds pristine, so clean. The first thing that I, hear when I play a Chuck instrument is the projection. And what do I mean by projection? So if I strum an A chord 2-1-0-0, and I just use my thumb and I just go, and I'm not digging into it. I'm not trying to like make it sound loud. Just the first thing that comes to mind or you hear is just how full the sound is, how clean, how warm, how it just it darts across the room, you know. So it fills the room, and then the sound also just projects so well in the room. You could be sitting 10 feet away, and you'll hear this A chord very nice and cleanly. Next things that you hear is like when I start doing just fingerstyle up and down the strings. You can just hear how clean it is. And it just all rings, every single note rings over each other. I mean, just listen to that dissonance. That A string sings. That's another one of those things about Chuck's ukulele. He makes that A string sing on his instrument. And for me as a classical musician, that's so important because the melody when you're playing, fingerstyle arrangements, the melody is found mostly on the A string. So the melody, which arguably is the most important aspect of any song, if the melody really sings and jumps out at you when you do a fingerstyle arrangement, it just sings and it just responds so cleanly. And the sustain just rings forever. Double notes, so clean on the upper frets. Oh my gosh. So easy to play. Playability, again, just another. The action is set up perfectly on this. The strings are not too high above the fretboard. So whenever I'm playing these kind of 4-finger chords, or if I'm making bar chords, it feels right. Pristine. And for all of those reasons and many more, because I'm not gonna do a 1-hour sound sample video on one ukulele, and for all of those reasons and a lot more, Chuck's instruments have always been in my personal top 5 favorite ukuleles to play of all time. With all the different instruments that I played, and hopefully you guys don't take that as, oh, you're being biased, Mika. That means you're always gonna think Chuck's instruments are sounding good if it's one of your favorites, but to me, it's just fact. Like, this is just a great sounding. Chuck Moore instruments are just so clean, so good. It's just, it always brings a smile to my face, and I'm always find myself shaking my head because, like, oh my gosh, it sounds so good. So clean, even up on the higher frets. So here is a sound sample that I will share with you folks uninterrupted without me drooling over the instrument. So here we go. And here's what this instrument sounds like with a bit of strumming.